I never know how to start these videos. It's always, it always feels awkward. But I do have a specific topic that I want to talk about on this video, but first you gotta let me know what your preference is if you like 1080p or 4K, because I have both options now. This one, you're gonna see all my pores and various hairs and pimples and everything else that shows up. This one, it's not gonna be as good. I don't know. It's a good camera. It's never let me down before, but yeah, it's not as clear as this one. I mean, I'm recording with two cameras right now. It's very confusing. I don't know where to look. So, but I do want to go over something today. It's going to be more of a, an in-depth talk about college. So I was, before I started recording, I was just kind of sitting in my chair watching YouTube videos thinking, man, what could I be doing now instead of this? But yeah, so no, I don't want to do that all day. I want to do something productive, at least a little bit. And I finally figured out why my videos were so yellow. Somebody, probably me, because I'm the only one that messes with it, messed with the okay, I need to pick a frickin' camera, because this one's got a mic. This one's got a mic. This one's got a light. So I don't really know. This one's got a better view of like more natural background. This one's got it's got a gross washing machine. So I definitely should have made the nicer camera, looking at the better background. But whatever. Next time. So yeah, I'm gonna go through some college FAQs and just kind of like my experience with my first year at a university, and hopefully you guys find it entertaining. Or at least entertaining, or enjoyable, just like something. You get something out of it in the next however many minutes this ends up being. Why is my ISO so darned high? That's just the way it is. Alright, so we're gonna go through some of these. Wow, there's a lot of questions. I'm gonna find ones that apply to me. First off, I'm gonna let you know I am a Bachelor of Arts student, so my workload is significantly less than anybody who went for a real, like a Bachelor of Science major. I'm lazy and I liked sleeping in, so yeah, I went with that route of my life. Well, let me talk about living. Let's go down the list of things that are associated with college in your freshman year, because freshman year is definitely the most stressful, because A, you're probably leaving your family and going far away, which is new. You are trying to support yourself a little bit more, feed yourself, trying to figure out when to eat more and eat efficiently so that you're not wasting food. There's just a lot of little things. You gotta, nobody's saying, hey, did you do your homework? Because that's really all up to you. Classes are generally pretty short, and most of it's homework. So most of my classes were around 50 minutes my freshman year, and then they expect you to do homework outside of that, which nobody does homework. Okay, maybe you do homework. Maybe you do a little bit of homework, but not a lot. It's like, yourself, what you need to do to study. So if they're saying, hey, you need to pile on like 18 hours of studying this week to, pass this class, and you're just like, well, I kind of get it, I don't really need it, then you don't need to do it. You don't need to do exactly what they tell you to do. It's kind of what you feel for yourself and how well you know yourself and your studying habits and how well you hold on to information and when you need to. Like, I generally do better if I do a little bit of cramming right before a test, because I got great short-term memory. If I do a lot of studying throughout the week, I'll forget what I studied at the beginning. So that's just me. Oh gosh, how do I avoid the college party scene? Wait, what? I'm gonna click on this. There's no point in enrolling classes only to get low grades. Hey, C's get degrees. Never forget that. So, college. Interesting thing about college. For me, as a art student who is gonna end up somewhere in the entertainment industry, college is way, way more about the networking that you do, the connections that you make, the people that you meet. And yes, the schooling is important. The schooling is very important, but the jobs that you get, the opportunities that you're presented with after college are gonna be dependent on who you meet in college. Anybody can get a job at 7-Eleven or McDonald's or Gap or Baby Gap, Les Schwab tires, but career-based jobs are a lot of times people you meet in college or connections that you make and stuff like that. So I value that a ton. The way I go about just meeting people and creating new opportunities for myself. So it's just something to keep in mind. So you don't avoid the party scene, because a lot of the people that you meet at parties and become friends with, you'll end up valuing a lot later in life. Can I take a pet to college? No. For the first year at least, if you plan on living in the dorms, don't. It will be a pain. You won't want to, the time and money that it takes to take care of it will not be worth it. I know you probably love your pet, but leave it with your family. Don't take it to college. There's not enough room. I had, the University of Utah has decent sized dorms that are well furnished, but a pet would not work. You could maybe have like a fishbowl, if that's allowed. But don't take a cat. Don't bring a cat. I mean, if you get an apartment, the next year or so, maybe, but it's just they're expensive, and they take a lot of space, and they take a lot of time, and they poop and pee, and it's just like this whole thing. So don't do it. Don't get a pet. Are extracurricular activities in college important? Yes, I did not do those, but I did, meet a lot of people in my own way. So if you have a hard time, meeting people just naturally, or going out and connecting with people and making friends, I highly recommend signing up for outside activities that you can, use to meet people. Yeah, so definitely sign up for extracurricular activities. How do I define the value of college education? Well, I haven't graduated or gone on to pursue a career yet, so I can't really answer that. Talk about dorms though. How to pick and choose your roommate, fun stuff. This is so baggy. I look like a ninja. Dorms are generally co-ed. At least at the U, there's only 2 dorms that aren't co-ed. I didn't know that. I mean, they're definitely the non-co-ed dorm. If you have an opportunity to live in a co-ed dorm and you want to make friends, live in a co-ed dorm, because they are way more social. So if you have an opportunity to live in a co-ed dorm, do it. Because what can I expect my freshman year to be like? Your freshman year is what you make it. If you are social and you go out and meet people and you try and have the most fun you can, it's great. It's super fun. You make lots of friends. When I moved to Utah, I didn't know anybody here. I was completely clean slate, which was a challenge for me. Just because I don't know, I've always kind of based friendships on people that I already knew. So not knowing anybody is hard for most people. So if you don't know anybody, just throw yourself out there. Throw yourself right off the deep end, and make one friend, just one person to go to, a party with, or go, out and do something social, or, gather a group together. It's just like, it's like a domino effect. You get one person and it's way easier from then on, because then you have somebody to work off of, and, your personalities just kind of come out when you're comfortable with one person. So you can be comfortable in larger groups of people. At least that's how it works for me. A full-time student is 15 credit hours. Mondays, I would go to 8:30. I would go to Spanish at 8:30, and then I'd have like an hour break, and then I would go to computer programming, and then I would have another class later that night, or it's just whenever you schedule them. But you can do, whatever you want. If you're a morning person, when you want to get all your classes out of the way by noon, you totally can. You can be done by noon and then have the rest of your afternoon to do whatever you want. 14 things high schoolers should know before they go to college. Here we go. Your professors are not your parents. That is true. They won't babysit you. If you screw up, you screw up. But most times they're pretty chill, so don't worry about that. Take your scholarship seriously. I didn't have any scholarships, so I can't really speak on that one. Get up when your alarm goes off is definitely one that I didn't do. Always go to class. Should probably do that one too. Maybe I'm not the best person to be making video about this. Make friends and be social. That one I can do. Make friends, be social. Really, the only 2 things I can say. I promise it's okay to eat alone. The first week of college, so dining in college is kind of weird, because there's this common food area, and you want to go, but you don't want to be like that loser that's sitting alone. And I was for the first week, because I didn't know anybody. So I just go and sit down and, eat my burger and my quinoa. Yes, I had quinoa. It was terrible and way oversalted. The U does not know how to make quinoa. I'm sorry, University of Utah, your food is great, but your quinoa sucks. It's terrible. It's so salty. I almost threw up the first time I tasted the quinoa. Not because of the way it's cooked, just because you dump a gallon of salt. I don't even know if you can measure salt in fluid amounts, but you dumped a gallon of salt on a little bit of quinoa. It was terrible, but it's okay. They have other food. Actually study for exams in advance. It's up to you, like I said. Do what you know for your studying habit works. You will likely change your That's actually interesting. I changed my major. It is very common to change your major. It's common to go into college without a major and be undecided. Most of my friends were undecided at the beginning. And then you take classes, you meet people, you kind of figure out what you like. College is all about finding out, really who you are once you're away from your family. So, it's okay to change your major if you're not really sure. That camera just died. That's interesting. So yeah, you will likely change your major. So I did. I started out with it was still film and media arts, but it was with an emphasis on entertainment arts and engineering, which is game design, and now I've changed that to just film and media arts. I'm taking a lot more production and video production classes and stuff that's more angled towards, just producing video content, which I want to do. Take lots of naps. Yes. Yeah, you're going to take lots of naps. Naps are important. You'll be tired all the time. I didn't ever take naps until I got to college, and then I discovered the miracle of napping. The miracle of napping is amazing. Take naps, please. For me. This one's kind of weird. You'll find out more about yourself in college than you ever thought you could. It's a good thing. Let it happen. I don't know why Odyssey phrases things so weird, but yeah, you'll find out a lot about yourself. I hope that you got something out of this video today. I really do. I know it probably wasn't the most interesting, but if you're going to college, this is a video that I definitely would have liked to have watched beforehand, because I didn't really know anything about classes or how they worked or, anything like that going in. So this is, I was all me learning about it as I went. So if you got something out of this video, or if you have more questions, leave a comment down below and be sure to subscribe. Do I have an outro? Shoot, I should have an outro. I'm just gonna make up an outro.